What's up, family? Professor T back. And this right now, this is going to be the actual full review of the Super Bowl halftime show. So I gave you the first reaction already. So at this point, what I'm going to do now that I've had a few days, a week, to let that marinate, think about it a little bit, process my thoughts and emotions on it, I'm going to give you guys my review on it. So we're going to play the video again. It's different than the other ones because, like I said, I'm scared of the NFL now. I don't know what they're going to do if I try to just straight up rip their stuff. So that they're going to be small in the corner. You're not going to hear their audio. I'm just going to talk you guys through step by step each part and what I think of it. So without any further ado, halftime show for Super Bowl 55 with The Weeknd. Here we go. So this is the intro right here that I was talking about. See, I actually like this part here. This was dope. See, this is what I was talking about. I was confused because you can see how, like, you see them in the car. You see they're like floating in midair. I was like, what is going on with this? Like, is this real? But this was just really it's just nice. This part was sweet. So this part right here was tight. I really enjoyed the intro. I thought that was a really cool, really big production, how they did that. He spent $7 million of his own money to make sure that this was up to snuff. And there's something else to comment on too with this is that you guys really had to appreciate how difficult that this was to pull off in the pandemic era, considering that rehearsals are different because you can't have too many people in the same room. Travel is restricted. So I just thought it was really impressive that they were able to pull this off. You got to understand too with this that, like, because of all the restrictions with travel, with how many people that you can have doing things, it's difficult to make it the same as what we usually say. It was something different. Plus, I think that he did a good job carrying the whole thing by himself. But this part right here where he's walking out from the risers like that was really cool. I mean, the set building that went into this was probably incredible. Now, something that I could notice about this here is that the audio still isn't great, but it's definitely the YouTube. It sounds to my ear like the YouTube re-upload of it. They fixed it. Like they turned it up a little bit. But it still is not great. The audio definitely could have been mixed a lot better. So, his vocal performance, though, you can tell that this was not lip synced like some years past. The instrumentals and whatnot has to be pre-recorded due to regulations. How do I know that? I actually have been mentored by people that they do this stuff professionally. Like that, this is what they do. They do things for the Grammys and whatnot. And they told me that there's regulations. They said that the singers, they can be live. And that's what the case was here. That's part of why the sound sounded messed up. As far as the song selection goes, it just shows how many like big hits that he has. Because I'm not a Weeknd fan at all, but I know of the guy. I'm familiar with him. I respect the heck out of him because of how versatile that he is. All of these songs I know, they're recognizable. So that was really cool, the set list that he has here. So something that I'll say too while we're going through this song here, what I want to say about that is that we have to understand that the Super Bowl halftime shows are not going to be what we want, us musicians and like music people, because they had to appeal to a broad audience. So just picking like, a progressive rock band or a jazz group or whatever is not going to give the people what the majority of people want, to have some group that 99% of regular people have never heard of. So that's why I actually thought that The Weeknd was a good choice, because he's somebody, he bridges that gap, and that's why I respect the heck out of him. He brings something different to the pop music table. Now this part here is the meme. I actually like this part. This was cool. I enjoyed this. I like the selfie cam actually too. I thought this was really cool. Just to, like I said, just to appreciate this, right? The set building, the staging that went into this, the lighting, like this is incredible. This mirror, they built like an entire mirrored room with these lights in here. I thought this was awesome. Then coming up, here's the other part that I commented on with the how they had the people come out in the mask, and I said that was actually clever because I know what's going on too. Of course, that's in the music video with the people with the mask on for the part that it was, but that was also a clever way to make sure that they're wearing a COVID mask. So this was really clever right here. I like this part. I thought it was really cool. The whole bandaged up thing is pretty strange, but people that do like 10 seconds worth of Googling can figure it out. But this is tight. I like it. A bunch of weekend lookalikes too is what somebody explained to me. That's what that's supposed to be. That's the reason why there's a bunch of light-skinned brothers in there with suits on, because they're the weekend lookalikes. Pretty tight. So some other advertisement. Guess what? This is my video. You are not getting free advertisements, YouTube. Unless you gave me a cut. Back to the halftime show. Some other comments too that I had about this for the weekend's actual performance. He looked very animated. He looked very excited to be there. His singing was fine. It was about par for the course for what he does. The dancing and the choreography was great. I think that this was a very good production for the limitations that they had with the pandemic, as well as, you know, him carrying the entire show by himself. And this was a pretty long halftime show, 15 full minutes. So, yeah, this halftime show was great. This part right here where he did this number, I like this song. He had a good variety of different music too, which is part of the reason I like him. He really is versatile. I mean, he's got stuff that's more like the urban hip hop feel. He's got more pop stuff. He's got stuff that's like a Michael Jackson sound influence. You know, he's got a lot of different styles that he has. Now this part right here, the production of this, the camera work also was really good here. In terms of which one that you like better, if you like last year with Shakira and J-Lo versus this, it's going to be personal preference. I honestly think I like this one better, to tell you the truth, even though I'm not a Weeknd fan. Also, too, I feel like J-Lo is really overrated in every aspect, so I might be a little bit blinded by my judgment of that. But I like Shakira, though. But still, I think that I like this halftime show better. I feel like the only thing, take that with a grain of salt, because obviously I like this because it appeals to me personally more than it does a Shakira and J-Lo halftime show. But the music was good. Some good song selection. He was singing it pretty well. He looked, like I said, very animated and energetic, so we're going to keep it going here. The fireworks and the pyro all perfectly timed up. It's also awkward the fact that, like, if you notice, this stadium was pretty empty during the Super Bowl. They did a great job cutting the cameras away from it during the game and whatnot, but yeah, there was 25,000 fans, but not very many of them were in the stands, and there was a lot of pumped-in crowd noise during this to make up for that. So this part I like too. Notice how like they had a very subtle wardrobe change there for all the people that are standing in the risers, and they're all playing the violins or strings. I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, kudos to them on that one. It's a clean outfit too. Them shoes, the jacket that he got on. Something too in my first reaction I was explaining about the lip sync thing. Once again, how do I know this? Because I know people that they do this professionally, and I've done them at these big shows, and they've explained to me how it works. For how lip sync works nowadays, it's not like Milli Vanilli where there's a tape and there's a guy that's push and play. It's automated. So the way that it works, it kind of depends on how you want to do it. You can either have them record it in the studio ahead of time, or sometimes the mixing console they use now, it has recording in it. So they can actually go on the stage, had the singer stand there and stand still and do different takes and whatnot. I get the best take and sing it live in that same arena before all the fans are there, so that way it has the right acoustics. And then they play it back, record it, and the automation part comes in because it's mute automation. So it's the actual live mic is muted until certain parts in the song where it comes unmuted. So, you know, like if they're holding out of one particular note, or if they're going to say something to the crowd, it automatically comes unmuted. Something I was going to say about The Weeknd too, like recently he's had the boxer from when Martin Lawrence was boxing on the Martin show, if y'all remember that, people that are old enough for that, where he got beat up and his face was real swole. He wasn't going with that look here, where he had the crazy, supposed to be picking at people with plastic surgery look to his face. So I kind of wish that he did, though, because that would have just confused so many people, and I would have loved it. But yeah, this one, though, he was doing his thing. So then right here, this is a part that people like. Since I'm not a super big Weeknd fan, I don't know about this song. That the song is about to do more advertisements. No. Dang YouTube with these mid-roll ads. I gotta do a rant about that. Another one. So, yeah, rant coming at some point about the mid-roll ads. 15-minute video, and you gotta stop it twice. So, this is a part right here. So check this out. I actually really like this right here. The dancers on the field. This was so cool. Very neat. Now, I'm not a big Weeknd fan, so I didn't know this song. But I guess people that are fans of Weeknd, they knew about this. I like the song, though. It's a pretty neat song. After this happened, The Weeknd, his streams went up. I was reading an article on Billboard.com about that, so definitely, man, like, good on you, Weeknd, for getting your streams up like this. But yeah, the choreography here was just awesome. It was something simple, but just it added so much to it just to have all those guys marching down the field like that with the mask on. It was pretty cool. Look at kind of like burn victims or something. He was doing his thing too on this part. See what I mean? How he was so energetic the whole time. It was awesome. Pretty good performer if you ask me. So yeah, I really have no negative comments on this show at all, because good halftime show in my opinion. Very big production, great choreography. The Weeknd did good. All the dancers did good. I liked the set that they had. The only thing that I had to complain about watching this live, the sound. They could have had the sound mixed a little bit better. See, by the end they got it on point, but they really should have had that sound fixed up. For such a big production as this, that's inexcusable anyway. Plus, there's no crowd noise to have to mix through, so I don't understand what was the problem with the sound earlier on, but it is what it is. But yeah, all in all, I'll give my closing comments while he's doing his closing number, The Blinding Lights. I like this halftime show. I'm going to give it 2 thumbs up. I enjoyed it. It might not be as good as some in years past. You know, the one last year was pretty good and pretty big. I personally didn't like it because I have something against J-Lo. But I admit to that one people like. But this definitely doesn't measure up to some of the best of all time, though. You know, so I will admit to that. But for what it was, for the artist that it is, I think they did an excellent job. And I have really nothing negative to say about The Weeknd, other than just simply, you know, I have something negative to say about the people that were doing the sound. But yeah, I like the halftime show. So we'll see if all my gimmickry with having the video all crazy and having the sound real quiet, if I am able to get away with this one and not like have the NFL come and crucify me for this. So we'll see what happens, guys. So this is Professor T. So I appreciate you guys if you stuck through this video for this long. And to The Weeknd and to all of you guys, I like what you're doing and keep it up. Good stuff. Keep trying. And I got nothing else negative to comment on it. So for this one, thanks for watching the video. I love you. I'm having a great day, and I hope you do too. And peace out, and I'll see you on the next one.